to News Hour, User 2. My name is Jonathan Thompson. And our first story today is World Earth Day, an initiative which was birthed in 1970 by Gaylord, Executive Director of The Line. Thank you very much for joining us, Ms. Agopa.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so it is right to say Happy Earth's Day, right?
And many our Earth.
Now, why should we be talking about the environment at this very moment?
Environment is part of human nature. Without a good environment, we will not get any good livelihood within ourselves and living things that are around us.
Now, how bad is Ghana's situation in terms of environmental pollution?
When we want to run Ghana, the laws are there, the institutions are not working.
But then?
That is why all these problems we are seeing all around us are happening. And we don't know who will do the control, who will do the arrest, who will be punished.
Okay, if you look on your screens right now, you can see some of the environmental hazards we're seeing right here. Plastic wastes, especially in the waterways. Let's give us a vivid picture of what we're looking at when it comes to environmental pollution in the country.
I would like to talk about the Ramsar site in Ghana. Ramsar sites are designated as a World Heritage Site. Over the years, Ghana have signed treaties. But getting to the Ramsar site, which have an inhabitant of migratory birds and livestock. When I talk about livestock, the cattle, and then the sheep and goats. When you get there, you see a whole lot of plastic. The animals go there and drink. Instead of getting a good environment to eat good food, such as the grass, the rubbish or the pollution, the rubber pollution, they then take it and eat, which causes problems to the animals' digestion, which leads them also to death. The environment is not friendly to them as animals. Somebody will not consider the animals, but we are destroying them. Human activity within a core area, within a designated area, which is supposed to be protected, are not being protected. The animals go there, they go and eat all these things. How pity is it that we are celebrating this good Earth Day? It's pathetic.
It's pathetic. Now, do you think actually having a dedicated area for the disposal of plastics is the way to go? Because when it comes to human attitude, this has been over years and we're still bearing the brunt of this situation.
As you say, we all know in this country that places have been designated for those in charge of those things. But this motorcycle, this side scooter, people have mounted areas within the community, and all those disposals are being carried on to the waste plant or the Ramsar site or whatever. They take in money. Government authorities that are in charge to control all these things never do their work. They even participate and take those much more money with the country. This is the standing of Ghana, which people don't want us to talk. But the right thing must be done.
Okay, now, there's a chicken and egg situation right now. Who are we supposed to be addressing? Are we looking at attitudinal change, or are we looking at the enforcement of the law, especially by the authorities? Which should come first?
The authorities must wake up. When one or two people are arrested, sent to the court, and they are being fined, and it's being public, people will change their attitude.
So you believe the authorities should rather crack the whip first?
Exactly. The laws are there. So let's work.
Okay. Now, over the years, we have seen how the celebration has gone. Do you think we're making headway over the years?
Ghana is just wasting time.
Mr. Agokpa, we can hear you clearly.
I mean, we are just going around about the problem. We are not doing enough to save ourselves or to save the environment.
Okay, so we haven't done enough, and we still have a long way to go. That is by Mr. Agokpa. Mr. Richard Agokpa is the executive director of Friends of Ramsar Sites. That is on Earth Day. Now, away from that, a high court in Accra has granted a former chief executive officer of a public procurement authority, Ejenim Boateng Ejay, bail in the sum of 4 million Ghana cedis, with 2 sureties to be justified with landed property. This follows fresh corruption charges leveled against Mr. Boateng Ejay by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Mr. Boateng Ejay was also ordered to produce every passport he has to the registrar of the court. The former PPA boss has been charged with 4 counts of using public office for profit, contrary to Section 179CA of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, and 4 counts of indirectly influencing the procurement process to obtain unfair advantage in the award of procurement contracts to his privately owned company, Talent Discovery Limited, contrary to Section 92(2) of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663.
Other bail conditions set for the release of Mr. Ejenim Boateng Ejay are that the registrar of the court confirms with the relevant authorities the authenticity of the document of the sureties, whilst the sureties are also to produce copies of their Ghana card to the court's registry. The court further directed the registry to confirm the relevant passport and the existence of any other passport in the name of Mr. Boateng Ejay. A copy of the bail bond is to be given to the prosecution for easy access. The facts of the fresh case are that the Office of the Special Prosecution received a letter signed by his secretary to the president referring allegations of corruption against the former CEO of the Public Procurement Authority, Mr. Ejenim Boateng Ejay. The fact states that the referral was on the back of and based on an audio-visual documentary titled Contract for Sale, an investigative journalistic piece conducted by Manasseh Azuri Awuni and aired by the Multimedia Group. According to the fact, evidence established that Mr. Ejenim Boateng Ejay was at all material times the chief executive of the Public Procurement Authority, a member of the governing board of Public Procurement Authority, and a member of the due diligence unit of the Public Procurement Authority. He and another person allegedly incorporated Talent Discovery Limited in Ghana as a company limited by shares on 19th June 2017, 3 months after the accused was appointed chief executive of the Public Procurement Authority. Per the fact, at all material times, the accused was the majority shareholder and a director of Talent Discovery Limited. It is alleged that during his tenure as the chief executive, a member of the governing board and a member of the due diligence unit of the Public Procurement Authority, he participated in several restricted tenders in respect of public works contracts awarded by the Ministry of Works and Housing, Ministry of Education, and the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. The accused, in his capacity as the chief executive and holding other positions at PPA, allegedly conducted the procurement processes in respect of tenders in which his company, Talent Discovery Limited, was shortlisted, and he actively participated in the due diligence and decision-making processes leading to the selection of the company as the contractor in respect of the tenders, without disclosing his personal interest as the majority shareholder and a director of the company. The accused also used his positions in respect of 2 Ministry of Education contracts in favor of Talent Discovery Limited, leading to the improper award of the contract to Talent Discovery Limited. The facts indicate that Mr. Boateng Ejei benefited personally through the use of public office for benefit, through the use of public office for profit, and influencing the public procurement process to obtain unfair advantage. The court, presided over by Justice Marie-Louise Simons, has directed prosecution to file all disclosures and served on the accused person. The case has been adjourned to May 14 at 8 a.m.
The National Road Safety Authority, NRSA, will soon engage political parties on a road safety code of conduct for party supporters and sympathizers in the run-up to the political campaign for the 2024 general election. The authority is also asking the various political parties to advise their supporters to wear crash helmets and abide by other road safety regulations during campaigns to prevent accidents and life-threatening injuries. The Upper West Regional Director of the authority, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Samad, disclosed this during an interaction with the media. That's why.
Road accidents not only result in loss of lives and property, but also have a negative impact on the country's socio-economic development. Per statistics from the National Road Safety Authority, the Upper West region in the first quarter of 2024 recorded 32 cases of road accidents as against 22 during the same period last year.
The figures, so that we don't report.
The Regional Director of the National Road Safety Authority, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Samad, said despite the rise in road traffic crashes, the number of persons killed reduced from 7 in 2023 to 6 in 2024. Mr. Abdul Samad said out of the 6 who died, 2 were pedestrian knockdown, a situation he described as worrying.
Despite the fact that we are not all that happy, we are happy for the fact that we have some reductions in the person's kill, which is the most important when you look at the parameters. Now, what we want to do, we have an action plan. We want to embark on intensive pedestrian safety campaign, that of old road usage, and particularly motorbike riders. We've realized that most of the cases that are involving deaths, realize that people crash, and then when you go, injury to the head. And the reason being that people ride without wearing crash helmets.
To reduce the incident of road traffic accidents, especially during the election year, the regional director said the authority will engage political parties on the need to abide by the political parties' code of conduct on road safety.
We intend to call them when it gets to the climax and we realize that campaign is picked up. We discuss these issues with them. You know, the food for election is what? Human beings. If you lose one person, it means you are losing what? A voter. You're losing one vote. For that matter, we want to drum that into their ears. Let them understand.
Officials of the National Road Safety Authority, NRSA, acknowledged the support of key stakeholders, including the MTTD, the DVLA, municipal and district assemblies, and the media. Swala Abdul Wahab, GBC News. Wow.
The Deputy Registrar at the Accra Technical University, Madam Salamatu Mahama Brima, is the new National Chairperson of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEU, of TUC Ghana. This is the first time a female has emerged National Chairperson of the union that has existed for 65 years. The election of national officers took place at the 13th Quadrennial National Delegates Conference of TEU of TUC Ghana, held at Gomwa Fete in the Central Region.
Madam Salamatu Mahama Brima, the new national chairperson of TUC Ghana, until her election was the union's second national vice chairperson. She succeeds Mr. Ambrose Kwajoja, the immediate past national chairman. The new national chairperson, Madam Mahama Brima, said as new leaders of TUCG, they are poised to work for rapid transformation of the union aimed at securing enhanced working conditions for members. She promised that the leadership will ensure inclusivity, work hard to improve the union's visibility through innovative programs and projects.
We want to transform the union. So we are looking at the membership. Okay, we want to be able to satisfy them so that we can keep them intact and even attract new ones. Currently, we are facing a lot of breakaways, and we want to make the union more attractive so that we can retain and attract new members.
The new General Secretary, Mr. King James Azotiba, takes over from Mr. Magdintra Kranche. Until his election, Mr. Azotiba was the Chief Finance Officer of TUC Ghana. He said the leadership believes in constructive engagement with all social partners, but cautioned against any deliberate delay tactics by the social partners, especially employers.
Coming into office on the promise that we are going to restore trust and confidence of our members. We are going to come with innovative ideas. For our social partners, yes, this will expect a little bit of aggressive strategy.
The immediate past Deputy General Secretary, Mr. Charles Kofi Osei, was re-elected for the same position. The rest of the officers are First National Vice Chairman, Mr. Richmond Sechi, Second National Vice Chairperson, Madam Olivia Oparibia Obobi, General Secretary, Mr. King James Azotiba, Deputy General Secretary, Mr. Charles Kofi Osei, First National Trustee, Madam Fati Bintu Adamu, and Second National Trustee, Mr. Ken Botri. Deputy TUC Secretary General, Mr. Joshua Ansah, swore the new national officers of TUC Ghana into office and charged them not to betray the trust and confidence reposed in them by the members.
On Monday, April 15, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, announced a fine of 5.868 million Ghana cedis on members of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, board who served between January 1 and March 18, 2024. This penalty was imposed for the violation of Regulation 39 of LI 2413, which requires prior notification to consumers before any power disruptions. In a letter dated March 18, PURC instructed ECG to provide a load shedding timetable by April 2, 2024. However, this directive was disregarded without any valid justification. According to PURC's findings, 4142 outages, that's 4,142 outages occurred during this period, leading to the imposition of the fine. Experts on the GBC News Current Affairs program Talking Point discussed the ramifications of this issue.
If you want to personally charge the board of directors, then you need to give them hearing. You need to invite them and listen to them. And in that case, you are lifting the bill. And so you need to ensure that you don't breach the rules of natural justice. So you need to, because the board of directors are not directly, or they are not officers of the company, because they are not involved in the day-to-day administration of the company. They are responsible for policy, directions, and all of those things, but not in the day-to-day administration. So you have no business, or you don't have jurisdiction or capacity to directly charge them. That is unlawful, because even you have not even given them room to explain themselves whether or not they were part of the decision not to pay or not to provide the timetable. But you got to write a letter for the convenience that if ECG were to pay, it will bring dire consequences to the company, and therefore you are charging the board of directors. I think under the law, they don't have powers to do so. And so I don't think it is fair.
Right.
To target their board members. It is not fair.
I think that even if PRC doesn't bring any regulation or directive to ECG, I think ECG's leadership must be very human-centered, right? In this current circumstances where people are losing a lot of wealth or operational income, People are losing even lives. People are losing some electrical appliances, right? That if you put them into monetary terms, these are huge monies people are losing. People are getting ill because of some of these load shedding. So it is necessary as a human institution, a very essential institution, to communicate to Ghanaians, right? Good communication to Ghanaians on the time allocation for each area in terms of providing electricity. If you don't do that, I think you are not serving the good people well.
Away from that issue now, behind every successful surgery lies the anesthetist, but behind a successful anesthesia lie the anesthetist and God. Though they are the heart of surgery in the country, these group of professionals are crying for recognition and a good condition of service. At their regular knowledge-sharing meeting in Accra, the immediate past president of the Ghana Association of Certified Registered Anaesthetists, Mr. Wumbe Mbwe Jacob, appealed to government through the Ministry of Health to take a second look at the practice in the country to enhance the gains from professional anesthesia that remains vital to healthcare delivery.
Anesthesia is the administration of medication to allow medical procedures to be done without pain and in some cases without the patients being aware during the procedure, and anaesthetics are advanced practice nurses who administer anesthesia for surgery or other medical procedures. Their responsibilities include resuscitation of the sick, injured, critically ill, newborns, and patients in intensive care units. Though a vital aspect of the healthcare delivery chain, this group of professionals have over the years fought for recognition and release. They bemoan the lack of career progression, poor conditions of service, wrongful placement on the single spine salary scale, lack of a scheme of service, and regulatory challenges as affecting the practice. The Greater Accra Regional Chapter of the Ghana Association of Certified Registered Anaesthetics met for its regular knowledge-sharing meeting in Accra. The meeting afforded the association the opportunity to take stock and inventory of its program of activities, reflect over their performance, identify their achievements, shortfalls, and to improve on their significant contribution to healthcare delivery in Ghana. During the meeting, it was estimated that only 1,200 certified registered anaesthetics serve over 32 million people in Ghana, owing to the fact that over 30% of its members have left the country for greener pastures in 2023.
Mostly, it is the region, our region is the one having the maximum number of people who are living. So when it happens that way, we are overburdened. And when you are overburdened, there's so much pressure in the health system and the care of the patient too, so much pressure. It doesn't encourage better care.
The immediate past president of the Ghana Association of Certified Registered Anaesthetics, Mr. Wumbe Jacob, appealed to government through the Ministry of Health to take a second look at the practice in the country to enhance the gains from professional anesthesia that remains vital to healthcare delivery.
Many hospitals are being built by government. Many specialists have been trained, but the anesthetists, the certified registered anesthetists, have not had the required manpower. They've not had the required professional progression. And the hospitals that we are building, who is going to man them? So we are using this opportunity to call on the policy maker, Minister of Health, who is a policy maker, to have a second look at this particular aspect of our practice.
The newly elected regional chairman for Greater Accra Chapter, Mr. Abednego Peterson, said the association is engaging with key stakeholders to ensure that they get their regulatory body to practice within the framework that would improve their career as professionals. The meeting also saw the induction of newly elected executives of the Greater Accra Regional Chapter.
Officials at the Project Management Institute, PMI Ghana, have toured ECG's Kasua Bulk Supply Point, BSP project site for first-hand information on the operations of the plant. The project site aims at assisting Gridco and ECG to significantly reduce transmission and distribution system losses and improve their operational and financial performance. Here's a report by Ofoyo Adako.
The Kasua Power Bulk Supply Point BSP project falls under the Ghana Power Compact Program's ECG financial and operational turnaround activity. The project is meant to facilitate ECG's distribution networks and reduce technical, commercial, and collection losses, thereby improving the quality of service delivered to consumers and communities in the southern part of Ghana. To familiarize themselves with ongoing activities at the project site, the Project Management Institute, PMI Ghana, paid a working visit to the site. The 435 MVA gas-insulated switchgear substation is the second largest bulk supply point, BSP, in Ghana.
We've learned a lot from how the project was managed. The various stakeholder management, the various challenges that they experience and all that is something that we want our members to practically have a feel. There's been a lot of revelation as to what happened, the various stakeholder engagement that happened, and everything from conception to completion.
The General Manager of the Electricity Company of Ghana, Mr. Phyllis Kwesi Agbaglo, said the Kasua BSP has improved power reliability to over 240,000 consumers in Kasua, Ninano, Senyabreku, and adjoining communities.
This project has improved the life of over 250,000 customers. They've gotten their voltage, the LV voltage that you have in the house, they've gotten to be improved. It means that the equipment will perform better, the losses will reduce. As the losses reduce, technical loss has gone down. We have saved money.
The $50 million Kasua BSP was funded by a grant from the United States government through the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC.
The Institute of Certified Business Analysts and Consultants, ICBAC, has welcomed 78 new members, deepening the pool of human resource in the association. President of the Institute, Dr. Richard Jones Asari, urged the new members to use their expertise to analyze business trends to improve markets in Ghana and beyond. The induction ceremony, which marks a historic milestone for the Institute, was held at the Accra International Conference Center for both professional members and doctoral fellows. Institute of Certified Business Analysts and Consultants, ICBAC, is a professional body mandated to train individuals to be certified global business analysts and certified business consultants. It is a professional institute for the growing field of business analysis and consulting. ICBAC program is tailor-made, designed to address the peculiar needs of corporate sectors, organizations, existing or emerging industries, entrepreneurs, managers, and all areas of business as a whole. The president of the institute, Dr. Richard Jones Asasi, entreated business analysts to be intentional at devising strategies to better address the problems faced by the economy.
In today's interconnected world, businesses face challenges that transcend geographical boundaries. Through our collective knowledge, experience, and expertise, we can provide valuable insights and solutions that empower businesses to succeed on a global scale.
Two of the inductees expressed their preparedness to demonstrate the newly acquired knowledge in their fields of work.
It's good to acquire knowledge, but when you acquire knowledge and you don't put it into practice, it becomes useless. But putting it into practice to make sure that whatever which you have acquired can change society.
This is what I'm looking for, because I saw that it is an area where I am trained to have knowledge through research, and then find out challenges that are bedeviling various institutions, or let me say companies, so that with the help of the owners of the companies, we sit down and craft solutions that are tailor-made for them.
Awards were presented to members for demonstrating immense dedication, excellence, and unwavering commitment to the Institute. An exhibition by the Jehovah's Witnesses Ghana to celebrate its role in literacy through Bible education and translation in Ghana is underway at the National Museum in Accra. The exhibition, which is spearheaded by the Public Information Department, PID, of the Jehovah's Witnesses, is expected to last for 2 months.
Being held on the theme Non-Profit Temporary Exhibition Promoting Literacy and Bible Education in the Native Languages of Ghana, the exhibition opened last Thursday, April 11, and will run through to June 11 this year. At the exhibition center, materials being showcased are in 12 Ghanaian languages, featuring subjects that contribute positively to the moral, mental, and spiritual well-being of the community as a whole. Pictorial representations of the first original translation of the Bible and key personalities responsible for these translations are on display, while there is a visual presentation of sign language translation for persons with hearing disabilities. In an interview with GBC News, the regional spokesperson for Jehovah's Witnesses, Mr. Peter Eskin, explained that the exhibition aimed to demonstrate the history of translating Bible-based material into the native languages such as Ewe, Ga, Twi, Frafra, Fante, Dagbani, and Nzima, among others, as part of the worldwide voluntary work of Jehovah's Witnesses.
This exhibition has been put in place because we want better societies. For us to get better societies, people need to understand what is in God's word, the Bible, because it contains information that can help people to make improvement in their quality of lives. For example, when it comes to family life, work ethics, qualities like being honest, and so on and so forth, we have all of them in the Bible. But for people to understand and people to apply it so the societies will be better, they need to understand it in their own languages.
The public is encouraged to take an interest in touring the museum to learn about the rich history of Ghana and pass it on to their children in a bid to preserve the Ghanaian culture.
The Ghana Adventist Visually Impaired Association has been officially unveiled in Accra. It was under the auspices of the Southern Ghana Union Conference of the SDA Church. The association, otherwise called the Adventist Possibility Ministry, seeks to provide a creative space that can nurture hidden talent and break barriers which hinder persons with disabilities from attaining their potential.
The Adventist Possibility Ministry shares the belief that one can be whole in Christ and called to service regardless of one's disabilities. The campaign is to draw persons with disabilities closer to God and make them know that there is possibility in disability. The first visually impaired lecturer at the University of Cape Coast Faculty of Law, Mr. Carithos Tete, said being disabled should not be a yardstick to deter one from pursuing his or her dreams.
Disabled person, you just have a disability, and the fact that you have lost an ability does not make you a disabled person. It is a condition you deal with.
The Executive Secretary of the Southern Ghana Union Conference of SDA Church, Dr. Chris Anonunu, said the initiative is hinged on the gospel and hopes that it can help to transform ill perception some people have about persons with disabilities.
It's a way of encouraging the vulnerables to come together. They are not that less important as people may see them. We are all equally important.
The Department Director for Adventist Possibility Ministry, Pastor Mark Hado, called on the congregations to give special attention to individuals with disability.
We brought them for a whole week empowerment, to empower them, to encourage them that whatever be what we see as a disability, there is an ability behind that situation.
The theme for the event is Walking in His Light, Understanding and Navigating Disability with Faith. The Adventist Possibility Ministry advocates for the recognition of dignity and respect for every person and make possible the discovery of unrealized abilities despite the stigma associated with the disability or loss.
Interesting. You're still watching News Hour right here on GBC News and on GTV. We'll take a break.